Our spring previews continue now with Dot Richardson, head softball coach at Liberty University. Dot, you're always a pleasure to talk to. How are things on this glorious Thursday morning?
I tell you, we are so blessed. I can't believe there's snow on the ground. But we're really excited because it looks like we get a chance to play a full season. So let's see what we can do and go Flames.
Speaking of that season, hot off the presses, and by the time this video launches, the schedule will be made public. And it seems like each year the softball program plays the best of the best. And lo and behold, here in 2021, you girls will be tested. Teams you play will be tested because I know you have a good team. What about this 2021 schedule excites you the most?
Well, first, this is the strongest softball team that we've had, under my regime, if you would, or leadership. I'm really excited about that because last year we were able to play some really tough competition and our athletes knew that we're right in it. I mean, we're right there with Washington, you name it, all of the teams, and Texas, just lost 2-0. We just got to get the bats going. And I think all the players realize that we're in it and we have a great shot to win. So this year, it just worked out in a way that a lot of Power 5 schools want to play us, and they also want to play us twice with some doubleheaders. And so we're excited about that. I mean, I can talk about, we'll be starting in Florida, and we'll be playing Pitt down there in Middle Tennessee, as well as New Mexico State. And then we'll head up and play Troy and Alabama in 2 games, as well as LSU and Gardner-Webb. And then we'll come back for 2 home weekend tournaments where Notre Dame will be hosting them here and playing them twice. We also will be playing East Carolina and JMU. I can go on and on with Virginia Tech, who's ranked in the top 20, as well as University of Virginia. But then we'll be heading out to Oklahoma. We'll be playing Oklahoma twice, Oklahoma State, BYU, then Arkansas, and then we start the ASUN. So we definitely have a challenging season, but I believe just with the experience of last year and all of our starters coming back, with the exception of we have at third base, it looks like right now we'll have a freshman, Mary Claire, in that role, but we also have Devin Howard, who's a JUCO transfer who brings some experience, and Danae Griffin. So we're really excited about where we're at.
Joined by head softball coach Dot Richardson. As you know, we've all maneuvered through the pandemic. What has been unique about it from a softball perspective, from your staff, your student athletes, to get them to this point where you mentioned a minute ago, playing a full schedule where last year you only got 23 games in. So what has it been like maneuvering through this and testing and still getting workouts in? And as we all know, classwork is the most important too.
Well, we definitely got a lot in the fall, but we did have some cases of COVID, and all of them are doing fine, including myself and Coach Cass as well. But, the symptoms were pretty minor for most of them. And the big thing is, though, that they know with the protocols that are in place that it could cost them traveling, it could cost them playing, it could open doors for people to be playing positions they're not used to. So we have literally had scrimmages and practices where if we were COVID down, if you would, where players could not come, and where we'd have to put people, including pitchers in the outfield. So we've been working on all of that and just being ready. But I'm so proud of our girls because they realize that, this is a moment they've been waiting almost a year for. And they are, putting themselves in the flame fortress, we call it, in a bubble, and knowing what's on the line, because even having symptoms would result in them not traveling or not being able to play. And we have protocols in place, where we social distance as well as when we're in a bus, assigned seating, and just sanitizing things. And also we have an extra room in hotels if we need it. If somebody comes down, we have an extra vehicle to travel someone if they get symptoms. So it's been really a big shout out to Chris Casola and his group, Heather Deal, Maggie Carr and others that are really working hard to let us be able to compete where we stand and social distance in the dugout, all of those things. So testing, and we've been really blessed here at Liberty to be able to find the protocols and follow them, to protocol up if we need to for certain conferences, and to make sure that everyone that does play us meets our protocol and our standards. So it's been a lot of work, and I commend the entire sports medicine staff they're doing a great job. And also our team, they realize how important it is, because sometimes it's not just you that goes down. The direct contacts have to be watched and they're down. So you could easily take out anywhere from 3 to 5 to 6 players at one time. So even if they never get the virus. They're aware of it, and we're focusing on it, and just really proud of them.
I'm looking at your stats from last year, Dot. And Amber Bishop, I mean, bless her heart, having that season cut short, 420, 10 home runs, 27 RBIs. What numbers did that project for her if she was going to play a full 56-game schedule, conference tournament, NCAA regionals? What numbers could they have been for her? And again, why look back? I don't know. We have fun talking about things like that.
Well, we won the last 9 out of 11. You know, we were challenged and only won 1 out of our first 11 games, but we were in it. Realistically, we had the opportunity to win probably 5 games, but the call goes this way or that way. But that is what postseason is like. So I want our team to experience it. And we had outstanding performances, from Kara Canetto, hit really well. I mean, I think I don't know if it was 480 or 420 or something with top 25 teams that we faced. We also faced teams, I think there are 4 different teams that ranked number 1 when we played them. I was really excited about that performance, but you brought up also a stellar performance by Amber Bishop. And for her, the numbers, we won 9 out of the last 11 before we had to stop. And we were going into the part of the season where it would have been a lot of fun. It would have been a lot of fun for Amber. And I think that she easily could have doubled, and if not more than that, with the home runs, it looked like she was really in sync, and the RBI production would have been skyrocketed because we had a lot of players who were hitting well and getting on. So, Autumn Bishop was starting to catch on fire as well. We beat Michigan, when they were ranked really high as well. You look back, but to me, I think the Lord heard my prayer as well to say, wow, if we could have 1 year of experience at the top level with our freshmen, and that happened. Yeah. So we're all back. I think everyone is settled in and they're ready to compete.
Since you've been there, I've been a small part broadcasting your games, and you've developed talent since they've been there, but you've also developed student athletes away from the field, and they've been doing a lot of great things in whatever they choose is their profession. What are you most proud of when it comes to that, graduating student athletes and seeing them grow as people, part of your program, and then once they graduate?
Well, we've always said that Liberty University is about developing, students first, and those that play athletics, to develop them to reach their full potential. But also we focus very much so on the spiritual growth and the social aspect, that if we continue to look up and recognize the gifts God's given us and to please Him, everything else within the world will fall into place for you. His plans are greater than you can possibly imagine, even the plans that you might think you have for yourself. But the biggest thing, we focus a lot on signs of the time with the team. And I think the most, the proudest moment that we have as a staff is to see these young ladies mature in their relationship with Jesus Christ, to be able to see them grow in that they realize how special they are, and that the Lord is going to bring the people in their lives that should lift them up, right? And to be also in connection with the Lord. So that's what the Lord favors, right? Is that we're equally yoked in our relationship with Him. And it's just been so great to see those alumni go on, and many of them to get married. And, Deidre C. is getting married, this fall. And, I can go on and on from, Jasmine and Jessica and Cassie and Stephanie, and we can go on and on. Even Amanda Dobner that was with us is really pursuing her medicine to become a physician. I'm excited. I can go on, and I don't mean to miss any of ours, but it's just so wonderful to see, where Julia is at, and Chase, and, there's just so many that I just love to get the feedback from them, and, that they have just continued to grow their relationship with Jesus Christ. And we see that with our, the fundraising side. The Giving Day is so much fun because it's a day of reconnecting with alumni. And I always tell our recruits, you want to go to a university where when you graduate, you want to give back to the school, right? You're so proud to have that degree and represent the university and all that we stand for. And softball just happens to be an avenue for those, that are part of our program.
Joined by Dot Richardson, softball coach at Liberty. All right, let's dive into this team real quick, Dot. We'll start in the circle. Carly coming back. She was 5-5 last year, 2.96 ERA, and I know the job that Paige does with that pitching staff is renowned. She's one of the best in the country.
Yeah, Coach Cass, and even on her level, getting married and having their first baby John, and all that she still does with all of that. And she commits everything that she has to the program. She stepped up also with hitting this year as well. And it's been really awesome to see the impact that she's making with those that the Lord has brought, to her. And in the pitching circle, we've got a staff right now that, Carly is just even better than ever, so focused and driven. You got MJ, Megan Johnson also. Kirby is throwing really well. You got KB, who's also returning, Kasten Belogorska. And we're really excited about our freshmen. You've got Mackenzie Wagner and, calling her WAG. And boy, she's bringing a rise ball and she's bringing competitiveness in the circle. And also a local that we have, Naomi Jones, is throwing the ball really well. And I just think under the tutelage of Coach Cass, they're going to get even better. I look at Carly, right now, she looks like she's our number one, and a lot of things that we do in the circle is based on our opponent. Are they more susceptible to what pitch, what type of style, lefty, righty, rise ball, drops, curves, screwballs, whatever it might be. So we're really excited to be able to use all of those pitchers and just see where we go. Kasten, Carly also brings to the plate, some performances as well. I look at her having some at bats as opposed to the other pitchers.
And offensively, how do you measure the success here in 2021 with the talent you have coming back?
Right now, what we see is a lot more aggression, a lot more power, extra base hitting. I see just a passion and joy to have the opportunity to play. And I think that as everybody who's listening realizes, when something is taken away from you, you realize how much you miss it. And you never take it for granted again. And if I could explain the culture of our team, is everyone is appreciating and not taking for granted each other as teammates and as a program and in the university, but also that opportunity to compete.
That's head softball coach Dot Richardson. Flames get the season started down in Leesburg, Florida, February 12th. And the spring games against Pitt, also playing down there, Middle Tennessee, New Mexico State, and Middle Tennessee. Well, I mentioned Middle Tennessee twice, but you do play them twice.
Yes.
Coach, we appreciate your time, and go get them, okay?
Thank you so much. And everybody just keep growing the Flames Nation, keep the faith, keep growing your relationship with Jesus Christ, and we're all in this together. God bless you guys. Go Flames.